I was born with muscular dystrophy, a rare form of it, and muscular dystrophy is a neurological disorder, actually, and what it does is it affects muscle growth and muscle mass, so I'm weak, and my muscles cannot grow larger than they already are, and I cannot get stronger, and from what I know, from the history of my disease, muscles deteriorate over time, and people pretty much dwindle away, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you don't work out, if you don't move around all the time, the people that just lay in the bed all the time, they just pretty much deteriorate over time. Um, um, and as we all know, the heart is a muscle as well. So most of the people with my disease die from heart problems as the heart stops, the heart arrhythmia, blood clots and stuff like that because of the muscle weakness. Um, and our bodies are so weak that our heart has to work 10 times harder to keep it going. So the heart gets tired really easily and just gives up over time. It's like being an old man or not. You're a young man, but you feel like an old man the way your heart works. Okay, so medical marijuana, as for me, um, I don't have any pain per se, as far as in my body all the time. A lot of people do have pain, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I do. I don't have a 100% need for marijuana and other things. I choose to smoke marijuana instead of taking pills. Instead of taking 30 pills a day, which is what I used to take, I smoke a couple bowls a day and I'm fine. It helps me get through those things, helps me eat, helps me focus, helps me get through the day. I smoke a sativa in the morning. I'm ready for the day, I'm active, I'm moving around. I smoke at the end of the night and I sleep well. And I don't toss and turn and stuff like that. A lot of people um, that are not like me with other illnesses such as quadriplegics, paraplegics, paraplegic being paralyzed from the waist down, quadriplegic being paralyzed from the neck down. People with brain tumors, people with tumors in general, people with cancer, they do have pain all the time. And from what I've heard and seen by working in a shop, a lot of people, the pills that they have do not do anything for them. And so they're looking for another way to not take away the pain, but suppress the pain. There's no way to take away anything. There's no way to make them better. There's only a way to help them through it. That's a very, very good point. And that's what happens with a lot of the pills as well. A lot of the pills that they prescribe for pain and suffering, as far as painkillers, muscle relaxers, Novocaine, Valium, you have Ambien for sleep, you have Prozac for schizophrenics, you have a lot of pills for nerves and stuff. They don't take away the pain either. They just suppress the pain. And from what I've experienced in the hospital, from being in the hospital and knowing people with these diseases, when they take the pills, they say, I feel like a zombie. They say, I take all these pills and I don't feel anything. They say, yeah, I don't feel the pain, but I don't feel anything anywhere else either. I don't feel happy, I don't feel sad. If you tell me something, I don't laugh. I don't laugh because I'm on these pills. I don't have no emotions and no nothing. I don't want to be a zombie. I want to be a human. I want to feel. I want to feel. I want to laugh. I want to cry. You know what I mean? So they're not taking the pills in search for something that has the same effect for their disease, but doesn't affect their brain that way.
Right.
So when they smoke marijuana, it's pretty much, as I said, suppressing the pain, but it's more of the fact of letting them forget about it. That is a very, very, very difficult question. It's kind of an oxymoron of a question. It's more of a fact of where you are mentally. It's the person themselves. Let's take me for example. I was born with a disease. I did not choose to be this way. I did not want this. I did not sign up somewhere in heaven saying, yeah, I'm going to be this guy. I want that, you know. And this is not a life that I would want anybody else to have. I made a personal choice early on in my life not to have my own children because I did not want to put my disease on anyone else. That's how strongly I feel about it.
Right.
I would not wish this on my enemy, so why would I put it on my own child?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather adopt somebody when their parents didn't want them, and I can take care of them as healthy children. Um, as far as being one with nature and getting back to earth, that's somewhere you have to be in your mind by yourself. You have to be comfortable with who you are. You have to be comfortable with what you were given, and you have to use what you were given to 100%, or you're not living life. You're not living life as if it is. And life is a gift. Life is a privilege, and people that take it for granted don't understand the quality of the gift that we are given, okay, as far as being alive. So early on, you have to decide whether you're gonna fight until you die or you're gonna give up at some point. Me, I'm gonna fight until I die. I've never gave up on anything or quit anything in my life, and I'm not going to. So I personally have had those moments where it's like I am not one with the earth because I am taking all these materialistic pills that they say I should be on. Okay. For some people, marijuana, and for me too, brings us back down to earth, brings us back down saying, wait a minute, there is something on earth, on this planet, that I came from, that came from the same creator that I came from, that can help me, that can make me feel better. Marijuana to me is more about letting the person be at peace with who they are rather than curing an illness. You know what I mean? It's more of a pacifier. It's like an antidepressant. You know what I mean? It's like an anti-depression pill without being a zombie on your couch. Me personally, yes, yes. As we all know, you see people smoking it for no purpose at all. They smoke it just because it's something new. Okay, I don't believe that's right, or I don't believe that's wrong either. It's a plant. It was given to us by, God, the Lord, creator, whoever you believe in. It was given to us by that. It came from the same thing we came from, but that doesn't necessarily make it okay. I honestly take that I honestly take that argument to a whole entire another level. Um, I don't believe in any of that. Personally, I believe there are small pieces of each of those in this situation, as you say. There are pieces of the government that are putting money, making money. Some people have personal vendettas in the government that want to take these people down because they have some kind of hatred for someone or something in the world. But for me, it's more of a war on personal choice. It's more of a war on freedom, on 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 the freedom we were given. It's my choice to be who I am. It's my choice to smoke marijuana. It's my choice to not. It's my choice to take pills. They have the right, as the government, to say what is and what is not legal. I have no, I cannot even touch that area. I am just a citizen. Um, but it's more of the war itself is a war on people and their choices. I believe it's freedom has gotten so carried away over the years with all the technology and things that humanity has created for itself to make us lazier. I think it's more of a war on telling us what we can do and what we cannot do. They aren't tired of people just doing whatever they want to do. They're worried about people taking freedom to an extent that they don't want. So they have to make an example. They have to have some things that they can still hold in their hand and say yes or no, you can do that, and you cannot do that. It's like growing up as a child. Your mom and dad want to give you the freedom of being out with your friends, going out, hanging out at nighttime, but you still have to be home at a certain time. Why do you have to be home at a certain time? There's no rule besides the law of curfew that says you have to be home in this house at this time for a certain reason. It's all about control. If we want to let you know that we are still the boss, we are still on top of you. I don't care if you're free or not. I know we give you a little slack, but we are still in command, and you still have to listen to us, and you have no choice. Other than that, you can do these things. You can get drunk and hit somebody and kill someone, that's fine. You can smoke cigarettes and die of cancer, that's your choice. But this one thing we're gonna hold on to. We're gonna hold on to and say, no, you can't do it. Why? Because we can. That's basically the end-all, tell-all excuse and reason for anything in the world. Is why do you do that? When someone asks somebody else, why do you do this? Why do you do that? The basic root answer is because we can. That's the basic root answer. And the government is tired of that. They are tired of people saying, yes, we can. Yes, we can. We have freedom. They want to take that back and say, no, you are in our house. We are in the government's house. There's one problem that a lot of people overlook in modern society is our own government doesn't even control themselves. We are owned by China. A lot of people don't realize that China has let us borrow money. We have borrowed so much money from China that at any moment, if China wants to take their debt back, they will take everything we have. Everything that we have in America is owned by China because the government owes them so much money. We are in debt to them so severely that if they want to pull the tab, our entire society is theirs. Whatever they want to do will be us. I think the war on drugs is so minute in comparison to what the government is doing behind closed doors that we don't know about to get us in debt. I don't think the war on drugs or any kind of drugs has that kind of power. I honestly do not believe that. I think marijuana and possibly other drugs that I don't know of can produce money for the government. If they were to legalize marijuana, they could tax it so much that yes, it can help our debt, but I don't believe that's why we're in debt. I think we're in debt because of the poor choices of the government. From anything you do in life, if you want to make your own opinion, if you want to make your own choice on something, no matter what, no matter who it is, you're going to take advice and witness other people and persons making those choices. And if those choices turn out badly, you're going to take that information and process it. And that's going to influence your choice. Okay, so my point is, we have to look, if legalizing recreational use of marijuana was a thought in the government's head, they need to take heed and take awareness of other countries that already did that. As far as Amsterdam, Holland, Denmark, New Zealand, okay, a lot of places legalize recreational use, but they did it in such a way to where it only benefits them. It doesn't hurt them in that way, such as in Amsterdam, you're allowed to have marijuana on you, you're allowed to buy marijuana. You're not allowed to sell marijuana, and you're not allowed to grow marijuana. You have to buy it from a coffee shop. If you do not buy it from a coffee shop, it's an illegal sale of marijuana.
Really?
And it's the same sentences we have. You're allowed to have marijuana on you. You're allowed to smoke it in the street, but you're not allowed to grow it yourself. You have to buy it from the government. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always, if there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way to split in the choice to make it work, if they wanted to. If they wanted to, they can do it. I think they need to learn more about who they are and where they live, and the history of the world before they try and go in that fight. I believe if you're going to fight about something, you should know everything about that subject. Before you smoke marijuana, research it. Before you do anything, research it for yourself. Know as much as you can. Be as knowledgeable as you can. And off of what you know, then make your choice. And then fight for what you feel is right. I believe recreational use, for some people, would be beneficial. I mean, I know a lot of elderly people that have no insurance, that have nothing, that are suffering in their house every day. They have no nursing or anything, and they have no money. They have their sons and daughters and grandchildren living with them to watch them, to keep an eye on them, because they're so malnourished and diminished when recreational use of marijuana can help them live, you know, help them have a better have a better relationship with their life and the ending of their life. I think if you want to fight for that subject, you need to have a reason. You can't just say it's freedom. We have been given freedom to do so much already compared to other countries that we honestly do not have the right to ask for more. It's like Oliver Twist. Okay, Oliver Twist, that's like him finishing his bowl of porridge, going up to the front of the line asking for more. And then look at him like he's crazy. What do you mean you want another bowl of porridge? There's only one per child. Why do you want more? I'm hungry. Why are you hungry? I'm just hungry. You gotta have a reason not in yourself. You can't be some guy on the streets who looks like a bum trying to go against the government saying, I want more freedom, you're just trying to control me, I want to smoke marijuana. No, let's be realistic. You're some stupid hippie from the 70s who has no money, you just want to smoke weed all day. And do nothing, and be a bum. Okay? Some people are like that. You know, there's a way to go about this in a non-conventional way, and there's a way to go about this in a mature, knowledgeable way. And that's the way that people need to do things in order to get what they want. If you want to get a raise at your job, you have to come at your boss in the right manner, in the right way, with the right reasons backing you up to make them say, okay, we will think about this choice. Okay, you can't just go up to them and say, hey, I want a raise. What did you do to deserve a raise? Well, I don't know. I've been here for a while, and I want a raise. You gotta have some kind of something that weighs, something that weighs something on people to influence them to make that choice. And I think a lot of people out there smoke marijuana just because they can, just because they have nothing better to do. We all have those friends that come over your house and you know, just line up a joint and they're like, yeah, okay, and you ask them, what are you doing for the day? Oh, you're looking at it. What do you mean? You're just gonna smoke weed all day and do nothing? Well, yeah, man, that's what I do. No, that's not life. That's wasting life. You should be using marijuana to enhance life, not lessen your life. You know? So if you're in a fight about it, I hope you have a really good reason and really, really good intention for doing it. I that's the most basic factor. Yes, is of course you're gonna have an age limit. Like for me, I mean, no one under 21. Personally, because I think maturity has a lot to do with how you handle it. I think children who smoke marijuana just, you see them on the news, they say, they're nothing but laughs and they want to go crazy and act stupid, and that has to do with maturity and how you handle things and your understanding of the world around you. And people under 21 do not have a grasp on the world yet. People that just turned 18, they're still getting used to the fact of, I'm an adult, I have choices now. They just got into that. So to give them an ID that says they can smoke marijuana just enhances and enables them to make poor choices. You know what I mean? It doesn't make them sit down and say, okay, let me think about this choice. Let me research this choice. Let me take my personal feelings on this subject, research it, and then make my choice. They don't have time to do that in their brain because their brain is continuously going. I'm 18, I can do whatever I want. I can go to the strip club, I can buy cigarettes, I can buy porn, I can smoke marijuana now. And so what are they gonna do? They're gonna get an ID, come straight into a medical marijuana shop, buy some marijuana, go home with all their friends, and try and look cool and say, oh, look at me. I have this awesome marijuana from somewhere because I can. And you can't. So, and it has nothing to do with any kind of cerebral reason or intention to make their life better. It has to do with impressing people. And that's not maturity to me. Maturity is having a problem, fixing the problem if that means by smoking marijuana, fixing the problem by smoking marijuana and keeping it to yourself. Me, like me for instance, I in my marijuana, I go home and I smoke my marijuana and I sit there and I play video games, or I watch movies, or I draw, or I write, or I write poetry, or I write stories. I do whatever it is that I do. I enhance my life and make my life so it's livable, so that I am personally happy. I know people that go straight home, get on the phone, call all their friends, say how much marijuana they just have, they just got, and they come over and let them roll the fatty and get high and fucking eat macaroni all day. You know? Because everybody needs a form of guidance. Everybody needs a form of rules. And if you have no rules, you have nothing. If you have no guidance, you have nothing. You will be a floating leaf in the wind with no destination. So you have to have some kind of structure in your life. For some people, that is religion. They find their structure and meaning for their life in their religion, and that's okay. Some people find structure in their life from doing artwork, like myself. Some people find structure in their life by smoking marijuana, like some people I know. It's not right or wrong, but you, like I said before, you need to be aware of every situation. Like we were talking about earlier, we know people that have had strokes from smoking marijuana before. That's not wrong. That happens to people. That's not an uncommon situation. A lot of people that I know who are in the older ages of their life, in their 30s and 40s and 50s and whatnot, they haven't smoked marijuana since the 70s. Then they try to smoke marijuana now. It's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame now. There's chemicals in it now. There's additives and extracts and things you wouldn't even believe in the 70s. In the 70s, you smoked leaf. I remember taking leaves, hearing about people taking leaves right off the plant and rolling the leaves and smoking the leaves. If you told that to one of us now, we would laugh in your face. We would say, wow, you just wasted a whole plant. You're not even smoking the right part of the plant. You know, so it's a whole different game. So if you are, the best advice I have, if you're under 21 and you're thinking about trying it just either for medical reasons or just to be cool or just to try it out and see what it does, go on the internet, that's what it's for. Go on the internet, read books, see how it's grown, see how the plant looks, smell the plant, feel the plant, study it, know the different types, know what strands are for what kind of ailments, or what help different kinds of ailments. Know what you're getting into. If you try it without knowing anything about it, it's like, and I say this all the time, it's like turning the lights off in a hallway and running down the hallway. It makes no sense. You know you're gonna hit the wall at some point. You know you're gonna hit your face right in the wall, but you're gonna run down that hall anyway. There's no reason for that. You might as well turn that light on and know where the hell you're going before you try. Yeah, love yourself. Pretty much my main advice in life is love yourself and be aware of the gifts that we are given every day. As small and minute as they may be, they are all given to us as a gift, and we should cherish them every day. And every morning you wake up and you're still breathing, and you look out the window and you see the bright ass sun staring at you, say, thank you for letting me wake up again. Thank you for letting me have another day.